You think a plant is just a plant, something pretty to fill a corner of your garden. But some of the most charming greenery at nurseries are secretly troublemakers. They don't scream danger, they don't have warning labels, yet they quietly steal nutrients, crowd out neighbors, and in some cases, can even be harmful to you or your pets. Today, I'm going to show you which plants wear this disguise, and how to protect your garden without giving up beauty or charm. Hey there, green family. Welcome back to our little corner of calm, where we make gardening simple, affordable, and full of joy. And if you're new here, welcome home. I'm so glad you found us. Around here, we don't just grow plants. We grow wisdom, peace, and a garden that truly loves you back. Before we dig into today's list of plants you should never buy from nurseries, and they're safe, garden-loving alternatives, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a tip that could save your plants, your soil, and your sanity. Because trust me, after today, you'll never look at your local nursery the same way again. All right, let's get right into it. Plant 1. Oleander, the beautiful killer. You might have walked past oleander at a nursery and instantly fallen for it. Those vibrant clusters of flowers, pinks, reds, whites, make it look like a showpiece in any garden. It's tall, elegant, and seems to promise a touch of tropical charm, even in cooler climates. But here's the truth. Oleander is a plant you need to handle with extreme caution. Every single part, the leaves, the stems, the flowers, even the sap, is toxic. Ingesting it can lead to severe nausea, heart irregularities, and in extreme cases, death. Even pets, especially curious dogs or cats, can be seriously affected if they nibble on it. I remember a story from a neighbor's garden. Their oleander was in full bloom, so striking that it became the centerpiece of their front yard. But one day, their dog got too close and nibbled a leaf. Luckily, they noticed quickly and got veterinary help. But it was a scary reminder that even the most beautiful plants can harbor hidden dangers. Safe alternative. If you love bold, colorful blooms, but want a garden that's safe for family and pets, camellias and hibiscus are excellent substitutes. Camellias produce stunning, long-lasting flowers that thrive even in partially shaded areas, giving your garden elegance and color without the risk. Hibiscus, on the other hand, brings large, tropical-looking flowers that attract pollinators like butterflies and hummingbirds, creating a lively, dynamic garden environment. Both plants deliver the visual drama of oleander, but without the hidden poison, so you get beauty and safety hand in hand. Gardener's tip: if you already have oleander, handle it with care. Always wear gloves when pruning, dispose of clippings safely, and keep children and pets well away. Even small exposure to sap can irritate skin, or worse if ingested. And if you're thinking long-term, gradually replacing oleander with camellias or hibiscus can transform your garden into a vibrant, family-friendly paradise. Plant 2. Foxglove, the pretty heartbreaker. At first glance, foxglove feels almost magical, tall, graceful spikes covered in bell-shaped blossoms that seem straight out of a fairy tale. You'll see them in soft purples, pinks, and whites, gently nodding in the wind, giving any garden a cottage-like charm. But here's what most people don't realize. Behind those charming blooms lies a plant with a dangerous secret. Foxglove contains digitalis, a powerful chemical compound used in heart medication, but when ingested directly from the plant, it becomes extremely toxic. Even small amounts can cause nausea, dizziness, and dangerous heart irregularities in both humans and pets. And the danger doesn't always come from eating it. Sap from broken stems or leaves can irritate the skin, and children might be tempted to touch or pick its bright flowers. I once spoke with a gardener who loved her foxgloves. She had them lined along a walkway, looking like a fairy tale entrance. But one summer, her curious toddler picked a few of the blossoms to make a flower soup in his toy bucket. Thankfully, she caught it in time before he put any near his mouth. That incident changed her planting habits forever. Safe alternative. If you love that same tall, elegant look with pops of color, you can replace foxglove with bee balm or penstemon. Bee balm, also known as monarda, offers rich pink, red, or purple blooms that attract butterflies and hummingbirds while being completely safe to touch and grow around kids and pets. Penstemon, on the other hand, brings a similar tower of flowers and thrives in various climates, adding structure and color to your garden without the toxic risk. Both of these plants mimic the enchanting, vertical beauty of foxglove, but add something foxglove never could: peace of mind. They're hardy, pollinator-friendly, and require little maintenance, which makes them perfect for gardeners who want color and height without hidden hazards. Gardener's tip: if you currently have foxglove, avoid handling it barehanded, especially during pruning. Wear gloves, wash up thoroughly afterward, and keep it far from edible plants or play areas. Or, better still, plan a gentle switch to be balm or penstemon. Both will reward you with beauty that doesn't come at a cost. Plant 3. Castor bean plant, the silent threat. Now, this next one is a real trickster. The castor bean plant looks like something straight out of a tropical dream. Its bold, star-shaped leaves and shiny seed pods make it look exotic, the kind of plant that instantly stands out and makes you feel like your garden has a touch of the rainforest. But behind that dramatic beauty hides one of the most dangerous plants you could ever bring home. The castor bean plant contains ricin, one of the most toxic substances found in nature. The seeds, in particular, are the main source of danger. Just a few, if chewed or swallowed, can cause severe poisoning in both humans and pets. And here's the thing: many people grow it without realizing the risk, simply because it's sold as an ornamental plant in some nurseries. Even handling the seeds without gloves can cause skin irritation in some people. I remember visiting a plant fair once where a vendor had these huge, stunning castor plants on display. People were lining up to buy them, admiring their leaves, completely unaware of what they were touching. I watched one woman scoop up a handful of seeds to show her kids how pretty and shiny they were, and I couldn't help but step in to tell her what they actually were. Her face went pale. She had no idea those little beans were among the most toxic seeds in the world. Safe alternative: if what you love about the castor bean plant is its large, dramatic foliage and that tropical flair, there are much safer options that give you the same visual punch. Elephant ear, alocasia or colocasia, is one of my favorites. Its oversized, lush leaves instantly create that bold, jungle-like feel without the hidden danger. Another great pick is canna lily. It offers broad leaves and bright, fiery flowers that add structure and color, plus it's completely non-toxic. Both plants thrive in warm climates, love moisture, and make stunning focal points in garden beds or pots. Elephant ears bring that lush, architectural feel, while canna lily gives you color, texture, and tropical charm, all without putting your pets or children at risk. Gardener's tip: if you already have a castor bean plant, always wear gloves when handling it and never let children or pets near it, especially when it's producing seeds. It's best to remove it carefully and dispose of it properly. Replacing it with elephant ears or canna lily will give you the same bold statement without the anxiety. A garden should be a place of peace, not silent danger. Plant 4. Autumn crocus, the sneaky springtime invader. Autumn crocus is one of those plants that can easily fool even experienced gardeners. At first glance, it looks soft and delicate, those lilac or pink petals pushing through the soil when most other flowers have already faded. It gives your garden this quiet, late-season charm that feels magical, almost like a second spring. But here's the truth: beneath that beauty lies one of the most toxic bulbs you can plant. Autumn crocus contains colchicine, a chemical so potent that even small amounts can cause severe stomach pain, vomiting, and, in extreme cases, organ failure. What makes it even trickier is that it's often mistaken for the spring crocus, which is completely harmless. Many gardeners, especially beginners, buy it without realizing the difference until it's too late. I once met a woman who told me about how she bought a pack of bulbs labeled crocus from a roadside nursery. She planted them expecting a burst of color in spring, only to notice they came up months later, during autumn, and started irritating her skin whenever she handled them. She had unknowingly planted autumn crocus instead of the spring variety, and it cost her an entire season of replanting and recovery. Safe alternative: if you love that soft, early bloom look, tulips and daffodils are your safest and most rewarding choices. Tulips bring that same graceful color and texture in spring. They come in every shade imaginable, from pastel to deep jewel tones. Daffodils, on the other hand, are sturdy, cheerful, and natural pest repellents, keeping rodents and insects away from your beds while staying completely non-toxic to humans. Another underrated gem is Crocus vernus, the true spring crocus. Small but radiant, signaling the start of a new growing season. They're easy to plant, safe to handle, and bring that same gentle beauty that makes your garden feel alive after winter. Gardener's tip: when shopping for bulbs, always double-check the label. If it says Colchicum autumnale, that's autumn crocus, and you'll want to skip it. Stick to true spring crocus varieties or daffodils for a burst of color you can trust. Your hands, your soil, and your family will thank you for it. Plant 5. Poison ivy, the hidden irritant. Now, this last one isn't usually sold in nurseries intentionally, but you'd be surprised how often it sneaks its way into garden beds, compost piles, or even potted plants labeled as natural greenery. I'm talking about poison ivy and its tricky cousins, poison oak and poison sumac. They're masters of disguise, blending in so well that even seasoned gardeners sometimes don't spot them until it's too late. At first glance, poison ivy looks harmless, a simple vine or low shrub with glossy green leaves that change color beautifully in the fall. But hidden inside those leaves is urushiol, an oil that causes severe skin irritation, blistering, and itching that can last for weeks. And here's the sneaky part: you don't even have to touch the leaves directly. Brushing against garden tools, gloves, or pets that have come in contact with it can transfer the oil to your skin. I once met a gardener who spent an entire weekend clearing what she thought were harmless vines at the back of her yard. The next day, both her arms were covered in angry red rashes. Turns out, she'd been wrestling with a patch of poison ivy that had wrapped itself around her fence. She said, "It looked so ordinary, I never even questioned it." That's exactly what makes this plant so dangerous. Safe alternative: if what you're after is that lush, green ground cover or climbing vine look, you don't have to risk your skin to get it. Fothergilla is a fantastic alternative. It's a compact shrub with beautiful leaves that turn brilliant shades of orange and red in the fall. It's completely non-toxic, pollinator-friendly, and adds seasonal interest all year round. Another wonderful choice is sweet box, Sarcococca, a glossy evergreen shrub that thrives in shade and produces tiny, fragrant flowers in winter. It gives you that same rich, green texture as poison ivy, but replaces danger with delightful scent. Gardener's tip: learn to identify poison ivy's signature look. Leaves of 3, let it be. Avoid pulling unknown vines with your bare hands, and always wear gloves when cleaning overgrown areas. If you ever suspect you've touched poison ivy, wash the area immediately with soap and cold water before the oil settles. Then, replace those risky spots with safe, beautiful greenery like sweet box or fothergilla. Your skin will thank you later. You know, the more time I spend in the garden, the more I realize that it's not just about growing plants. It's about growing awareness. Because sometimes, the things that look the most beautiful can quietly cause the most harm, and as gardeners, it's our job to know the difference. So as you plan your next nursery visit or start reworking your garden beds, take a moment to look beyond the color of the flowers or the shape of the leaves. Ask the questions most people overlook. Is this plant safe for my space? Will it nurture my garden's balance or quietly disrupt it? If today's video opened your eyes to a few plants you might have never suspected, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these surprised you the most? Or maybe you've had your own experience with one of these tricky plants. Share it down below. Your story might save someone else's garden. And if you found value in today's video, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another tip from the Green family. We're all learning, growing, and helping each other make gardening safer, simpler, and full of joy, just the way it should be. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy gardening, Green family. I'll see you in the next one.